Gauss elimination. We have completed that Gauss elimination method with back substitution for solving the simultaneous equations. Who were absent last time? Good. There is one more method called as matrix inversion. Matrix inversion. Now we have seen that the system of equations can be written as Ax is equal to B, where A is the coefficient matrix and B is constant matrix. Now if we can find out the inverse and multiply both sides by inverse, then it will appear like A inverse A into X is equal to A inverse B, but A inverse into A is nothing but I. So Ix is equal to A inverse B. And whenever identity multiplies to any other matrix, it will come out to be the matrix itself. So it will be X equal to A inverse B. Ultimately, in matrix inversion method, we are required to find the inverse of matrix A. And if we could find that inverse, then you will have to simply multiply it to B and you will get the roots of those simultaneous equations. Question is, how do we find out inverse? Now the inverse procedure that we have learned in M1 was, one of them was row operations, either pre-multiplier or post-multiplier. Then other one was using the adjoint of A. But that adjoint of A will not be useful because you are required to evaluate and it is going to be recursive one also afterwards. So we will go for using the technique like A equal to IA. Okay, and this A, you will have to perform row transformations, reduce it to I. This will change to some other matrix which is A inverse. Okay. And we will not be touching the last A. Correct? Now to do this job, first of all I require one identity matrix and the same row and column operation should be performed. Up till now we have seen that using row operations we were making the lower triangular elements 0. Now when we talk about the inverse, we are required to even make the upper triangular elements 0. That means every row should be subtracted from all the other rows except itself. Like A00 element use karke, we will be making all the elements below it 0. Using A11, we will make the above one also 0 and the lower ones also 0. And then we want all of them to be identity, one as such, unity. Now to do this job, I will first of all say that create identity, because I will require one identity matrix, float say D int n, a function which will create the identity matrix. It will be int I comma j for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus for j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus, d of ij is equal to 0. Whereas we want the diagonal elements to be 1. This will set all the elements to 0. Once that entire row is set to 0, I will exclusively say that d of ii should be 1. Right? I am first making ith row fully 0 and replacing the diagonal element by 1. So this will do it without any check. If लिख के नहीं करेंगे आप. Otherwise you will have to say if I equal to j, then d of ij equal to 1. Otherwise d of ij equal to 0. But that condition will make the program slower. Instead of that, eliminate the condition, let one assignment be extra. Okay, this will create that identity matrix, and then we are required to perform the operations. That is, better you make a note of this, and then we'll go ahead. And now this was create identity was one of the simplest function that we ever have. We'll say a function called as find inverse, store it into D by taking the inverse of A, which has got n rows and n columns. Function will not return anything. If you recall, I will have to extend the procedure for making the lower triangular element 0. Almost the same procedure I will have to use. So I require int I, j, k, and we start with saying for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So we have said that ith row is to be subtracted from all other rows. Previously, if you observe, that second loop was starting from j equal to I plus 1, whereas now it cannot start with j equal to I plus 1. It is not the lower rows which are to be made 0. We will have to even make upper rows also to be 0 in the same column. So we will have to again start with j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. हेलो, हाँ बोलतो, नाही माहिती. एफी का एसी फर्स्ट इयर का सेकंड इयर? फर्स्ट इयरचं 3 सप्टेंबरला कळेल. इंजिनिअरिंग पण म्हणजे मेडिकलचं नाही माहिती मला. मला इंजिनिअरिंग 3 सप्टेंबरचं चालू होतं माहिती. हां, कारण त्यां तसं काहीच नाही. अजून आपल्या डायरेक्टर टेक्निकल एज्युकेशनकडे कोर्टाचा निकालच आलेला नाही आहे, त्यामुळे ते काहीही करू शकत नाही. हां, अरे नाही बाबा माहिती रे. खरं तर नवीन याचं काही कारण नाही, पण काय उगाच त्याने छापले तर घेऊ आपण नवीन. हां, चा आता काय करणार बाबा, हवाल दिल मुलं आहेत ती. हां, सो वी want to subtract ith row from all the rows except the same row. That means what next procedure should be carried out if I is not equal to j. Okay, so ith row is to be subtracted from all jth rows when I is not equal to j. First of all, pick up the diagonal element in ith row and make it 1. Okay, so I will say P, I will have to declare that float P equal to A of I. So the diagonal element, it might be having some value. We are assuming that it will not be 0, because if it is 0, you will have to write something more, interchange of rows and whatnot. But under the assumption that it will never become 0, we can go further and write one loop for k equal to 0, k less than n, k plus plus. I will have to say A of ik equal to A of ik upon P. So I am dividing entire ith row by the diagonal element. Ultimately diagonal element will become 1 and all other elements they will change. But the same operation should be performed on matrix D also. That is was identity. Whatever operations you perform on matrix A to reduce it to identity, same operation should be performed on the identity matrix. So I will require D of ik equal to D of ik upon P. One operation complete. Now the diagonal element is surely 1. Okay. Now every element, every row, suppose you have diagonal element as 1 and the next element as 3. So now you will be subtracting Rj minus 3 times Ri, like that. So now I will be finding that particular multiplying factor very easily, because it is going to be Zi position element. Oh, last time also it was Zi only, but we also had upon C of I at that time. Okay, this time I won't be having that. So I go ahead and say that P is equal to A of Zi, and then again for k equal to 0, k less than n, k plus plus. First of all, A of Zk equal to A of Zk minus P times A of Ik. So from jth row subtract ith row of A. Same operation should be performed on Z, D. So D of Zk equal to D of Zk minus P star D of Ik. If gets over, function gets over. This will give us inverse in D. Straight. Only one assumption that we have over here, that A of I is not 0. Okay. Make a note. A will change to identity, D will change to inverse. लास्ट टाइम कहाँ थे दिशा? निखिल तू होतास का गेल्या वेळेस? हा? अरे हो, पण काय म्हणजे असं? हाँ हाँ म्हणजे काही म्हणलं का? कोणाकोणाकडे व्हेइकल्स आहेत त्याचा नंबर घेऊन ठेवा बरं का. परत कुठे पकडलं की त्याला फोन करून बोलवून घ्यायचा. तो सोडवेल तरी. So this will reduce A to identity and D to inverse. Now we want to write one more function, that is matrix multiplication, which we have not written, right? We have already written it. Then there is no problem. Then you can use the same one. But of course this time it is matrix into a column matrix, because it is A inverse into B that you want to multiply. Okay. I will just revise that multiplication. Multiply mat. Or why should I revise? I will write it only for this case. एक बार लिया है तो it is float x जिसमें क्या आंसर जाएगा, float d that is A inverse, float b which is constant and int n. Function is void type. Remember d stands in our case as A inverse. So d into b should give us x. How to multiply? First row multiplying all the elements of b. So it is for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, x of I equal to 0. For j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus, x of I equal to x of I plus. Can anybody tell me what to write? First row of D or ith row of D. So D of I j multiplying the column B, B of j. At that time, if you recall, it was A of ij into B of jk, and we were finding C of ik. That's it, I suppose. So that was the third method, Cramer's rule, Gauss elimination and matrix inversion. Should I write main for this? नहीं, क्या आवश्यकता नहीं. You will accept, read the equations, then you will create identity, then you will call find inverse, then you will say multiply mat, and then you will print the roots of in x. Just 4-5 lines function. It's successive calls, exactly the same sequence in which I had written them. They are to be called. Read equations, create identity, then find inverse, then multiply mat, and printing का loop अलग से.